and welcome to what's gonna be surely a great, wonderful time where no one dies and we don't go through any pain or suffering of any sort. I'm very nervous because we have a special guest today. Autumn, you see him as the bunny icon. Oh, I have just closed everything accidentally because I shook stuff. Anyway, and last time Autumn was a guest, he killed someone who had been alive in our campaign for a year. For a year. So, and then my husband, of course, is like, yeah, Autumn's gonna be a guest on the show today, sweetie. No. Let's go ahead, start our shout-outs. I'm sorry there's no stream cat today. None of them would behave enough. So now we just get a nice little fire image, because that's cute. You know, that's cute. All right, let's go ahead and start our shout-outs. Shout-out to Scrubs, who berates me. Truly a member of staff, I see. Doing a good job, Scrubs. Hello to Nighty, who says, I was working on Best of June video. Oh no, Nighty, I have fear. I have so much fear. I do need a composure treat. I do. Can I take my cat's medication? I need to say that softly so T-Pointer doesn't barge in here and say, no, you can't. Hello, Amber. Hello. Hey, Hamburgers, which is in our campaign. Haha. Will, hello. Who else do I gotta say hello to? Mitchie, my dear. Hello, Mitchie. Your message made me so happy. Amber, I can't go feed a husband because I'm setting up, but if you remind me, I will feed him. D&D, we usually just have feed a cat, but we don't have any cats in the office, so redemptions aren't gonna be a thing tonight. I'm sorry. Oh, you did? It was that loud? Oh, frick. No, don't fatten him up. Oh my god. Oh, Mitchie, it made me so happy, girl. It brought such a smile to my face. Let's go ahead and get rid of that smile and join these gremlins. Hello?
Oh god, she's here.
Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
this is awkward.
While I was streaming Persona, I got so tired I just passed out.
You fell asleep during stream?
Yeah.
What?
Done it.
When were you going to tell me this?
God,
Doesn't matter.
well, I fell asleep on a stream on Roll the Roll a couple times. Because we used to play Skull and Shackles from like 10 p.m. till 2 a.m.
Yeah, that one would be tough. Like D&D that late would be hard.
Yeah, so we'd be doing Pathfinder so late that like, especially if it wasn't one where I was needed as much, I would just like nod off, man.
And that's a long session too.
I feel
Yeah,
that.
and sometimes it'd go a lot longer. We eventually had to like put our foot down and be like, look guys, we can't play this late. Like none of us worked on Sundays at that time, but it's like we just physically can't.
Yeah.
Welcome, Psyche. You missed all the dick talk.
Yeah. Peeners and such.
Gosh, freaking, really?
Yeah.
Y'all
I know, you're
being
just
nasty.
I mean,
Yeah,
we can
I
roll
was
it back for you.
just rating everybody's cocks.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of
No.
campaign this is gonna be?
10 out of 10.
Is that?
Yeah.
is
I mean,
that-
well, we've already rated already. You know what, though? If I ever got a Squarespace sponsorship, I would just make cockraiders.com, and it's going to be a bunch of pictures of chickens, and you just rate them all. But
Have the .net, and it would all be about sealants used around your windows.
ooh, that's true.
I can't.
Things you could use on your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On the
man.
deck, you know.
Am I needed? I mean, I could just stream this and y'all
You
could
sinned
talk
in a
about
past life,
decks.
and this is what you deserve.
Yeah.
No.
We've heard the audio clips, Psyche. We've all
Oh
heard.
yeah, we have.
I I don't know the context of that last one. I think I had to duck out before that
Don't
happened. so-
don't worry about anything,
Uh,
Autumn. Everything's fine. Quarantine's not getting to me. I'm strong. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
I'd all just jump or yell or swear. It's because we're out in the middle of nowhere. People are doing their fireworks,
oh,
and they've been doing it for weeks.
but it's
And our
Thursday.
neighbors start to break out that. Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
not
but it's
even
America.
Freedom Day.
yeah. But you see, North Central Illinois thinks they're a lot more yeehaw cowboy than they really are.
Yeah.
So
So they can come down to Central Missouri. I'll show them a thing or two.
Central Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah, it's like it's weird because like Illinois was like a staunchly Union state, and you only see the occasional Confederate flag up here, and I'm like, why are you? Why?
Because they forgot.
They forgot. It's like
They kind of forgot that the Union.
South
that they supported
remember.
the Union.
PsycheSiren Streams does not condone anything the visitors on PsycheSiren Streams says. PsycheSiren Streams does not hold themselves accountable for any opinions expressed on the show.
Chief isn't even a visitor. He lives with you. You married him.
I lived here. What are you talking
Yeah.
Do
about?
you? Do
This
you?
is- This is technically Teep's stream and you're a guest. So, I mean...
No.
Technically, yes.
He's in charge. No. Wait. No.
Yeah.
No.
All the tea days belong to Teeth.
No, that's true. Tuesdays and Thursdays are teeth days.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody make sure to
Absolutely.
take care of your teeth on those days.
Mm-hmm. But not on upper days. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he can take care of himself on those days.
Mm-hmm.
oh, wake up! I got a bunch of chocolate covered espresso beans.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Corinne left her work laptop at home the other day, so I had to take it to her. And there's a Trader Joe's on the way to our office.
I miss
So
Trader
on the way
Joe's.
home, I'm like, I'm going to Trader Joe's.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer,
I
really.
miss Trader
And it's like I
Joe's.
bought two things for
Target.
dinner that night, and then the other $60 I spent was all on snacks.
Ah, Jader Trows.
Why?
It's just the way of
I
it.
worked for their cousin, Dolly's.
Oh,
No. No. God.
So that D&D game, eh?
Yeah,
Just
so-
kill us
so,
already. Just do it.
So I honestly barely remember what happened last
No,
time.
you're the DM.
It's been
We saved
years.
Beth. We saved her,
yeah.
and then we got
No.
to the sketchy person's house, and we learned that like this went way deeper than we thought it did.
Yeah.
Well, it's deep and maybe moist.
I want to
So
ban.
does anyone have like it? I have a general idea of what's going on, but it's been so long. I didn't write anything down because I was DMing. So
Well, Autumn, you know that it's the dazzling personality is one thing, but that's not what we stay for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, digging back into the mainframe that is my brain.
I think so. Basically, what happened was you went into this hole and you rescued Beth, and then you found some letters that you were going through about basically what's going on in this sketchy other world that's trying to have you guys killed for some reason. And at the end, you saw that there's basically a list of people who were scheduled for the chopping block. I don't know if I have that pulled up right now. Let me see if I do.
Yeah, and this is all
Yeah.
after the freaky pamphlet got distributed around town.
Yeah.
You got 17 HP. Like, wow.
Didn't Colette find herself on the list too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was concerning.
You were next on the list.
I wouldn't worry
Oh,
about it.
yay!
We all
Oh,
finally showed that we have the matching birthmarks.
Oh yeah, we all found out.
I think I'm the only one without it, aren't I?
But I mean, if you want to be the only one without it, I
Oh
mean,
god, I don't know. I don't know what I want.
One of us. One of
maybe
us.
it's somewhere you can't see.
Yeah, it's on my ass cheeks.
I want to ban them so bad. I want.
You always want to, but
You can't do it, kid.
Listen, that's like banning freaking Aaron from Game Grumps. You just can't do it.
He needs to be.
And there was also a dwarvish guy in there, who I don't think you guys ever introduced yourself to.
We hadn't gotten around to that yet.
I've been captured and I'm blindfolded.
Oh,
Maybe.
that poor man. Ew, what?
So
No.
now you went back at the end of the day to chill out at Sir Korg's humble estate.
Oh yeah, we're at the bar.
Sir Mix-a-Lots.
So I don't know if you guys went to bed last time or not.
I think we did rest.
Oh, okay. I'm like, am I at full health or not?
Sure, you're at full health.
It's me.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, that's okay.
Before I go any farther, let me send something to one of you. Don't read it out loud.
Oh, are we getting a secret?
Scored 7 years ago. Oh, this is some really good smut between us, T.
Autumn, can I
No.
ban Autumn, please?
No,
Please.
Psyche. No.
Please.
We
Oh.
haven't banned you yet, and let me
That's
tell you,
true.
there's a lot of things we're gonna be talking about. By the way, what's your Saturday look like, Psyche?
My Saturday is free.
Good.
So
What are you dragging her into?
Staff meeting.
the
Oh,
sun
yeah.
rises, and you all find yourself in a precarious situation. I feel like you guys said you were going to look over the documents. I can't remember though. So
That seems like something. we
before you
do.
went to bed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Basically, what you gather is this: this goes extremely deep. There is no ledger of what all is going on in the how they got this power, where exactly how they managed to get this Angel's Red Eye stuff, what their plan is. But there's a mention of a powerful member of Varian, not nobility, but the bureaucracy, who is overseeing this, and there is reason to believe that they are on the continent at this time, pulling strings. You don't exactly know where they are. You don't exactly know how they're managing to do so, but you know that and that it's bad. And you also know that the faces on the charcoal faces on the wall, basically it's the order of who is going to be taken next. So first you had Beth. Today, on this day, it's supposed to be Colette. And the next day, let me see where it says.
Do we know
Okay.
what time it is right now?
I mean, it's early morning.
Okay.
Very early in the morning.
So maybe 6 or something.
Yeah, I don't remember what all order you guys were going. What time you got up. I think Core got up last, and Colette probably got up earliest. But I don't know what the order is in between them.
Probably Fira and Colette probably both get up pretty early, and then followed by Eviana and Korg.
Yeah. But Eviana is not here today. She drank a bit too much in extreme caution and
Killed her.
sadness. So rip. She will not be here on this day.
Ripper.
Did
So
you
every-
okay? Did you want to do that, or do you want me to co-pilot her? Sorry.
What do you want to do? I don't care. Does
I
she-
have her
think-
character sheet.
Oh,
I think co-piloting would be easier.
okay. Go ahead, co-pilot.
Yeah.
That's fine. I didn't know if she was okay with being co-piloted.
No, yeah, it's okay, and I won't get her killed at all.
Right? Yeah. She drank a lot, but she's okay.
I kicked her in the
talk
ass.
a lot now.
Colette is going to wake up. And she is going to head downstairs after getting ready for her day.
Good
Okay.
morning.
Good morning, Vera.
Are you a tea or a coffee drinker?
Well, on the day you're supposed to be killed, I suppose I'll go with coffee.
You know, that's fair. Maybe a little bit of a spiked coffee or something. I'll stick to the tea, but are you feeling okay this morning? As okay as you can be?
Colette is going to try and sneakily hand Fira something. Should I roll teeth whitener?
No one cares.
Okay.
um,
I don't know what kind of tavern this is.
this is ask Korg. It's his
He's
tavern.
asleep. I can't ask him.
You don't give an F.
Pick him up. Forward. Forward. Nah, this is like just one step below the prancing pony. It's not like a dive. It's just not.
So it's the limping mule, basically.
Well, it's the what is it? The
Ooh.
galloping satyr. or
It's
whatever?
the barking satyr.
A barking satyr.
She is going to sneakily under the table hand Fira a note.
Okay.
Add
And
it
you
actually-
should check your DM.
Alrighty.
But yes,
Hold that thought.
yeah. Colette is very she's very much trying to keep it together. She is very distressed. She's going to turn to Fira and say, "You know, I think I'll go wake up our companions. I'll be right back."
Alright.
And she's gonna go like attempt to wake up Eviana and Korg. Korg, are you awake? Korg? Korg? She's like
And I think finally, like after the third one, you just hear him like yell something, but you don't understand what he's saying.
I'm opening
But
the door.
You do hear him getting up and walking around. So you
She
don't
like
need to open the door. If
okay.
you really.
she'll like whisper through the like little crack on the door. She'll like get on her tippy toes and like, "Korg, I hear you moving. I know you're awake. Meet us downstairs soon, please."
So they really thinking like, what was my accent?
Angry
should've
orc
been like-
man.
I should have woken up and been like, you got it, pilgrim.
It's a pilgrim.
And then she's gonna go to Eviana's quarters and do the same, but not as gently. It's more like, "Woman!" like very frustrated. And she's also gonna try and convince Eviana to get up early and head downstairs.
Oh boy. Can Fira look around for anyone particularly garbed?
Sure. Go ahead. You see that there's like there are a few individuals. I can't remember when I said this was.
Morning?
Well, I'm trying to see what time I said that this guy would be here.
It's in the morning at 10.
No, it's before 10. So.
You know what I mean? Colette is concerned.
You okay to jump in?
I don't know why after
No.
what I read.
No.
Okay. So you notice that there is a man in black and white clothing sitting in the bar by himself with a small bundle, it looks like. It's some kind of creature, maybe, but you can't really tell what it is.
Okay. I'll just wait for everybody else then.
Come down the stairs, but I'm gonna clearly like not be as well done, like put together as I normally am in the morning. And I'm gonna walk past you guys and just walk behind the bar and grab a pot of coffee and a mug and then walk back to the table.
Oh. Pot of coffee, like a large urn.
Yeah, it's like an urn of coffee.
They're perfecting the use of glass to warm certain things in this
Oh my
particular part of the country, but
God.
it's not something that has been perfected yet.
Coffee, and I think I've got like what would normally be a mug for beer that I just fill all the way up with coffee and I start drinking, looking you dead in the eye, half with my eyes only half open.
Korg, come sit next to me, please. Come sit here. I
Nice.
have some food if you'd like it.
And I guess I get up and like I drag my chair loudly across the pub.
Shh, Korg, don't draw attention. What are you doing? Korg, just sit.
Put it next to you and sit down.
Vera, do you have what I handed you?
Yes, I do.
Could you hand it to our dear friend over here?
Korg, are you awake enough to read?
Not.
I'll summarize it, but you have to lean in close.
I can read. I nodded. I know how to read.
No, I know you can read. Just... Apparently, we are not as safe as we thought we were. I have received a note saying that if we are not out of here at a certain time, they will come for us and burn this place down. Are you awake?
Do you want me to read it out loud now?
Oh, hey, Bevan. I don't know if you have this noise suppression on or something like that, but you are getting kind of cutting out. At least for me. I don't know if it's happening to anybody else.
It could be that. Let's see. I can remember which way I gotta turn it. Is this better or worse?
Better for me? Anybody? I don't know if else.
I mean, I can turn it all the way in one direction, and that might just make it significantly worse or better. So one
We'll
second.
hear the universe.
Can you hear the universe?
So far, just you.
Now, can you hear the universe?
Oh, no. I hear the universe like it's deep fried.
Yeah, so there you go. How's that? Is this better?
That's way
Yeah.
better. Way better.
Okay. Yeah, so I did turn it. You gotta remember, turning it to the right turns the gain all the way up. Turning it to the left turns it all the way down.
Right is not right. There you go.
I guess. Now, because I heard, I was playing Fallout earlier, and my friend said that I was bumping in and out. So if I keep doing it, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you like me to read the letter for the stream,
Yes.
or do you want to read
Or
it?
I can read it. I can do that. Whatever you want, baby.
I'll read it.
Okay.
Okay. So the letter is written on parchment. It's kind of shakily written with good handwriting, though, so it's not like good handwriting, but the person appeared to be nervous while they were writing it, perhaps. But they use proper grammar and punctuation, so it's not like some sort of, some farmer's son or something like that. The contents are thus. I can scarcely believe I am telling you this. I am a traitor to my own people and a disgrace to the Vanguard. Yet I know in my heart that what we are doing is not right. Basilio, forgive me if I am wrong. I am of the Vanguard of Lucarius, and I know you have been in pursuit of us. After all the tragedy that has ensued, though, I'm not certain you and your allies are wrong in doing so. What I know is that there is evil afoot, evil you have no doubt heard and seen, evil done in the name of the high gods, and thus evil which is not in accordance with their teachings or their wisdom. They are after you, specifically the recipient of this letter, whose god is a garish abomination. Know that I do not condone the worship of your mummer god, but you and those who have fallen are innocent. Watch your back. At 10th bell, should you be in this inn, you and your entire group will be burned alive along with any who are in the building. The other captive has escaped, and the vanguard is not taking any chances with you. If you're reading this, you may still have time. Awaken the others and calmly go to the common room and sit with the man in a white cloak. He knows of the plot to have you killed, and I have sent him here. He will join you on your journey. Do not tell the authorities. There are some of my number among the guards, and they cannot be trusted. This place will be safe, should you leave it. They have stated that they will not risk any bold moves lest they can be certain that you are killed. You have no reason to trust me, but I hope that you will do so. Though you do not honor him, I pray that Basilio guides your steps and shields you from the wrath of the chained one below. May Usulin in his strength punish the wicked, but in his wisdom build up the righteous. From a weak link. And that's the end of it.
Out of the room for some guy in a white cloak. Like, Korg is like, it's too early for this kind of shit.
Oh, you okay, honey? Was it a cat?
No, it's drink.
Oh. I feel like, because Korg has already had a busy day, he's invented, like, the coffee mug with his beer tankard. But, I also like to imagine, like, he's not very subtle about it. Like...
No, like, I'm gonna stand up and look around with the coffee mug, like, just sipping out of it.
Like a dad at Disney World, like, looking for his
like,
kids, like...
Like, you know, when the dad goes out first thing in the morning and in the front yard in his robe and flip-flops, I'm just like...
Yes! Oh my god.
So I guess, is that a perception or investigation?
It would be pretty easy to see if he was there.
Well, it's a 17 perception.
Yeah, you do see a guy in a white cloak with black clothing, with
Alright.
some weird animal.
Oh, perfect.
Do we just...
So yeah, I grab Colette around the collar and I stand up and walk over. And then I go sit down. Whether or not you sit down, I'm not going to force you to sit down, but I am going to attempt to drag you over.
What are you doing? We have to be settled. Gorg, I swear.
You know, sometimes a direct path is a good path. Come. Let's go sit.
Okay. Colette's like glancing nervously around everywhere.
I look at the man in the white thing, the white robe, and I go, "Good morning."
Good
Coffee.
morning. Oh,
And I offer him the jug of coffee.
oh, how kind. It is the best way to start the day. Some would say the best part of waking up.
Well, do you want it in your cup or not?
I think I will. Here, summon this cup I have here. It only has just a light bit of rum left in it.
That's
feel
all
that
right,
will-
because there's only hardly enough coffee left to fill up my cup and give you some. So I give him some, fill up my mug, and then I just put the jug down on the ground next to my chair. Now I start drinking again, looking at him now. In my unenthused look at him.
So, I'm guessing you were the ones that I was told to keep an eye out for. I thought there would be more. Ah, there we are. We're at the bar. I'm not sure what you know, but I know that we should probably not linger in this location much longer.
Yes, I very much agree. We should not linger too long.
Excellent. Sips coffee. Well then, let us leave.
Yes, let's.
Paul, were you saying something? I couldn't hear you.
Me? No, I wasn't saying anything.
No, Korg. I
Oh,
thought.
Yeah, okay. But in the fake Jason Statham voice.
Um, all right. Let us go before something unfortunate falls this location.
That's true. Though I can say it was a little less scary for me than everyone else. Just kind of point at the skin. It's just kind of there's like a little bit of like a lick of flame kind of in the hair.
Yes, I imagine. I imagine the possibility of a raging inferno burning the building to the ground and killing us all was slightly less terrifying for you.
Like a bath, but yes, let's please, for my
Like a
friend's sake.
bath.
What? Is that weird?
No, not at all. Let's get out of here.
I was gonna say Korg is already like standing up, walking towards the door.
Colette follows, and she tries to not make it look like she's running for her life. She's trying to like walk slow.
As I get to the door, you just see me like hold up a finger, and I just down the rest of this coffee. It takes a good 30 seconds because it was almost a giant beer
Oh my
stein.
God.
I'm sure a bit dribbles out, and then I put it down. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Just a bit. Well, excellent. Let us.
So you leave the building, and a few things to keep in mind. So, in case you guys forgot, the manor you guys were in seemed to have been owned by the Peritons, who are the one of the members of Parliament, and they have you parse together. They have some ties overseas, although the four of you, the original group, have no idea what that might be. You know that they have some sort of connection to somebody who is possibly on this continent, seeking to, for whatever reason, destroy the temple, or at least prevent its opening. You don't know why.
How long
The
would?
ride where this fella
Yeah.
is taking us.
Well, it's wherever he wants to take you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where
Oh.
you're taking us.
Well,
Somewhere fun, I hope.
I think we'd leave the Barking Satyr and I take you through a series of back alleyways. Kind of checking corners, pausing sometimes to make sure we aren't being followed, until we get to just a quiet place.
So you find an empty courtyard outside of a cafe, but there are no patrons because the cafe is closed due to unforeseen circumstances.
Ah, yes. Probably the plague. Comes through every once in a while.
Oh my God. Don't make COVID canon.
Beer's been wearing a mask this whole time. Are we in the land of Florida?
The poisoning.
Yes, for poisoning. Yes. Probably the entire staff was unfortunately victims. So,
How unfortunate and convenient. Sorry.
I suppose it is time for us to compare notes and perhaps compare names. I'm Jacques, and I understand you have been investigating some things. It's particularly the unfortunate event that occurred just a bit ago. And I'm curious to hear what you have uncovered.
Well, you go ahead, Colette.
We've uncovered quite a bit, but the more we search, the more concerning it gets. I did not know Lucius was hated so desperately in this city. And we have discovered where they were holding his followers.
Yes. So, so this is all about Lucius, from what you can tell.
Yes, some secret order that hates him for no good reason.
Though it does appear like it could have a political angle as well. A dishonored family that was a big supporter of a different group of gods that are not big fans of them either. It could be a 2-for-1 special, you know. Eliminate the temple, kind of tilt the power in the city, push it back towards this other pantheon, you know. Little tit for tat, as the people in my tribe would say.
Hmm. So you figured out the motivation. I have been. Teef, you will have to correct me if I get any of this wrong because it's been a little bit. I've been investigating some other interesting things. Perhaps I should tell you a bit more about myself. I'm from the Actually, Teef, how do I pronounce my last name? Because I'm terrible at pronouncing things.
Okay, let me.
And I don't want to get it wrong.
It's Daywalk.
Daylok. My family's part of House Daylok. And I heard through some distant cousins that there was something quite alarming going on. That Angel's red eye was being grown God's mouth. I have I've done some investigating into this, and it led me here. I had a meeting with a man. You might know him. His name is or was Luther. And well, I suspect he was involved. But I believe I'm now being framed for his untimely passing.
Interesting. Would this fellow, he's a political kind of figure, yeah? Works in that realm, kind of hawkish fella?
Yes, indeed.
Strange,
Yes,
he just gone, isn't he? It's weird how that happened.
yes, I believe he was in the employ of the Petrum family. I met with him at their residence. And I believe the Petrums have asked for me to be detained, and I suspect that you won't turn me in, which is why I have revealed my identity to you. Because I suspect you are also not on good terms with the Petrum family.
You could say
Prepare
something
them.
like that.
Sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing things.
That's fine. I'm a foreigner too, so I get it.
So, I received a note telling me that, well, do you have one of these? Teef, I don't think we ever established where mine is on.
No, it's wherever it's your character, wherever you want to put your mark. Put it on your hiney, put it on your eyeball. I don't care.
Why put mine at?
Mm.
Why?
Put it on your dingle.
Don't frick off.
I have something way more first to say, but I'm actually not going to. I'm gonna type it.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Streaming was a mistake.
There's the.
Ugh, God. He doesn't have one of those.
You okay there, Champerdam?
I like that. Like Autumn and Bevan didn't react at all.
Yeah, we're
So
okay.
I was just like, no, like,
it's fucking
like
bad.
whatever, man.
It's
Like,
really bad. This is like the more I'm in these circles and like the stream team and everything else, the worse I get. You know, it's really just
It's weird how we all feed off our each other's curse, and
Hatred.
most of it
Yeah.
comes from Psyche. I don't know. Anyway,
she's
It's
still
fine.
a
I'm
good
fine, it's
Christian
okay.
channel, but
It's
Yeah.
okay.
apparently I'm incorrect. I have been
Bevan,
led
I
astray.
try. I try so hard.
Psyche, I
Bevan.
really don't fucking care.
No.
so yeah,
Very low energy today, so I mean, otherwise I'd probably be making ding dong and butt jokes too. But you know,
we need to get you get an energy drink in you or something.
I need a handful of coffee beans. It's gonna kick in.
Yeah. And any minute now, you're just gonna be like, yeah, we gotta go kill.
Yeah. Nah, but right now I'm just like, yeah, man. You're showing off our tattoos. That's cool. Or birthmarks or whatever.
Mine is on my left forearm, on the inside. So I just pull a Well, I sort of put my little bundle I've been carrying down, and I pull my robe back.
Does the bundle make any noise?
Wow.
Oh my god.
You see, mine's a lot cooler because mine's on my bulging biceps. Not my biceps, my pectoral muscles.
Mine is on the
I
heel
get
of
to-
my foot.
I get to
so-
rip off my shirt, and you guys get to see that it's hidden by a bunch of real tattoos, so that it doesn't like stick out if I'm shirtless. And I'm like, it's right, and I'm like looking down at myself here, and I point to my right, stage right.
Mine's a little bit harder to get to right now. I'm pretty garbed up. It's I'm gonna actually make it somewhere not in my ass because I don't want to be that memey. Because I do take the game serious. But,
I mean, you had a great suggestion.
that's true. But
No.
it's on my thigh.
Inner or outer?
Just on top. You know, kind of that place where a lot of like the hipster girls get that tattoo. Like they always get it on that one like nice top of the part of the thigh.
Oh yeah.
Pretty
Well,
common, yeah. Korg, that's some nice art. Where did you get that here in the city? I'm assuming.
I never left the city in my life. So yes.
Wait, maybe when we have a little bit of free time, you have to point me in that direction.
My pocket and I get out a business card, which I think I have one. No, not here. I have a pile of my tattoo artist business cards that I always give away because she's really good. And I need to go to get a certain Deathly Hallow covered up as something else now. So.
Oh, you're talking in real life now. Okay.
Yeah, now I'm talking real life too. No, I got like 7+ tattoos, and
Oh, nice.
so more on the way. But no, Korg is like, yeah, here you go. It's the burnt. In real life, it's the burnt tiger. So it's the blazing chimera.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You all recognize the significance of this tattoo,
Mm.
or birthmark, I should say,
Mm.
as you all are bearers of it.
Well, isn't that a coinky dink, friend?
Yes. It seems someone. Well, it seems that those of us who have this are, well, perhaps being haunted. Hard to say. Could just be coincidence.
It is said that those with the mark are chosen by the god that they hate, so it would make sense.
It's not necessarily the god is a nebulous term intentionally.
I wonder which one hates me. Probably the death one, considering. She just kind of looks at all of you. We're not on great terms. Just kind of it's quiet.
I have questions and concerns combined.
Concerns.
I haven't
Concerns.
ever been into a church on purpose in my life.
Scaroused.
Have you been in on accident?
I went to the party the other day because it was less of a religious ceremony. I mean, for funerals and weddings. But I'd never woke up on a Sunday morning and went, I think it's church time today. I'm really feeling godly this morning.
I feel like Colette does that every morning in her morning routine.
It does not matter what we all do, but rather that we are here now.
Eviana just kind of chimes in like, yeah, she did all the fucking time. It's so annoying.
Anyway, dearest sister, that
Get,
aside,
like 1 Eviana quip coin per night while she's gone.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta think of a good one then.
Hmm. So you're not on good terms with. Did you say the god of death or the goddess of death?
Maybe both. I don't know. I'm just assuming that'd be the one that'd be most unhappy with me.
Interesting. Well, balance in all things, as they say. I do find that interesting, though.
Yes, interesting. So, moving along, we all have the same weird birthmark. That's a bit strange. We seem to have purpose that would align with each other. Was there anything else on your end other than you being framed for a mysterious and sudden disappearance of one low political figure? Strange. Anything else going on there?
Tief, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe so. I received a note telling me that, well, I needed to find a group of, we'll call them troublemakers who have been poking around the city, asking questions about things, and that they are, well, shows the mark again. They have this, and that and I quote here, "Fate of the world may hang in the balance should I not intervene." Don't know what that means, but
Probably
sure-
not us.
That seems
Yeah,
pretty
it-
extreme.
Definitely not them.
Yeah.
well,
Okay, I think it's a little bit disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, I
well,
said
this is
at least I was all of us.
well, this is awkward.
Call
I
it.
thought I had the right group, but I mean, maybe there's more of y'all with. Was there another group with that mark that y'all knew?
There wasn't. Look, we're dysfunctional, like a, you know, like a family that only meets on Christmas and Thanksgiving. So, who do you know who gave you these orders, these instructions?
No, there was just a note slid under the door of I was at a different end.
Ah,
Yeah, the frowning gecko downtown. Um,
The winking gecko.
yes. And yeah, they someone slid a note under my door, and not sure how they found me. I've been keeping a low profile the last day. But somebody knew where I was, and they didn't want to turn me in. They wanted me to find you all. And so I arrived far earlier than I normally would, and the two of us staked out the downstairs, waiting for you all to wake up because we figured barging into your room would be rude.
you said two of you.
Oh yes, me and Kevin.
Kevin?
Who's Kevin?
Oh yes, sorry, I should have introduced you. And at this point, I would pick up the bundle and like peel it back, and you would see a cat.
Oh, he's adorable.
With wings.
Oh.
Oh. I think at this point I would like kind of bamf out. My God, I forgot the name of my own familiar. I had it written down. Syndra. I keep wanting to call it Cinder. Syndra, and you would see like a harpy eagle, basically, kind of dark red.
Oh yes, yes. I see you two have a a friend you keep with you.
Yeah.
And I
normally-
bring out my little mouse.
Oh.
My
Oh.
pet mouse.
We all have
I gave him a little pet.
friends. I
I would like to imagine Eviana would like drag Colette over. I don't count as.
Yeah, this is mine right here. Takes a lot of watering and feeding. It's the worst.
Speaking of dysfunctional families, this is my sister Eviana.
oh,
Yes. Anyway, pets aside,
she doesn't talk much, does she?
No, I'm too busy keeping an eye out for people following us.
Ah, that's fair.
Listen, I'm playing her perfectly. She has 9 charisma.
You're
my
not
God.
wrong.
Oh my god. I totally forgot she did.
She can't hear me. She has her headphones on.
Well, the character has 9 charisma. It's true. It's fact. Fact.
So, okay, wait. So question for you then: is that a friend that you found, or a friend that you gave a ring to, and on the other side of things, and said, "Hey, you want to come over here and hang out and be my friend?"
Oh, Kevin came to me, through a, well, we'll say that I've made a bit of a deal, and, with another friend, and, Kevin is just, we'll call him, a friend who comes along with that.
making deals with friends leads to very concerning circumstances. And Eviana, like, gently pushes a hair past her horns. Like,
Oh, have you made a deal with a friend?
no, but you could say a great ancestor did.
Like,
Ah,
and then she flips her hair back some more to show off horns.
Yeah.
Do I notice a spell book on your character?
I don't think you would.
Saying that if he's got a familiar, you don't.
Yeah, I was just double checking. Like, out of character, I understand the hints, but in character, it's just Fear's just looking.
Just made a deal with, friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very powerful
A
friend
friend on the other side, one might say.
to give me a great D8 cantrip.
So he's just
Oh.
he's just role playing his staff.
I don't think my friend's exactly on the other side. She's around sometimes. Sometimes she's busy. She's got a lot of things going on.
No, she's a she. I'm intrigued.
Yes. Oh, well. Have you ever seen an angel?
I can't say I have.
Ah, well, I hope one day you get to. They're quite a sight. Some would mistake them as gods, but not quite so. But they're definitely a sight to behold.
I'm more of a never been a deal maker, more of a student, if you will, endlessly studying. But it is intriguing.
Hmm.
So, we are a interesting ragtag group. We've both received notes and no way to contact said note giver, correct? Where do we want to go from here? This family, maybe investigating them? It seems like going straight to the guard is a bad idea. We've been told that there are informants there.
Mhm. Well,
So- There are a couple of options, but you can do whatever you want, children.
No, time to get tattoos and hooch and then just bounce on this town.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
But
What does
so
bouncing on a town mean?
Time for
basically, you can go. You can try to do some investigating into who is pulling the strings. You can confront the Peritim family directly. You can choose another route. I will say at this moment, Korg recalls somebody who knows a little bit of underground workings of the town. If you're forgetting who exactly, I sent you a DM a few.
Yeah,
weeks ago.
it's like, oh wow, I got a DM somewhere, don't I?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Somebody who knows a few things about this town.
Yeah. So, I know we like bar hopping. I got a friend, Dwayne, we could go and meet him.
Dwayne, he sounds fancy.
Yes.
Dwayne.
Yes.
He's almost as handsome, charming, good-natured, and awesome as I am. Almost. He's been my rock all these years. I said Dwayne has been my rock.
I am not responding. I swear to God, I am not.
You know,
I didn't come up with the name Dwayne either. That's all teeth.
is he a chef? Because I surely can smell what he's cooking. He sounds like an interesting fellow. Let's go meet him.
So, So I assume you're going to go talk to Dwayne. So he is on. He is
Oh,
in.
the people's elbow.
What was that?
I love them. Where's Mimi?
He lives in Old Downtown, otherwise known as Drakenberg, the city of. This is where the city first began, back when it was only dragons and no men. So,
The good old days.
the good old days. Looking for something real quick because I'm forgetting. This is one of the problems with running a campaign. You forget when to roll for stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's on literally the other side of town, so it'll take you about an hour and a half to get there. So as you pass through the town, you notice that things are starting to slowly return to normal. It's been, I think, 3 days since the attack, but that doesn't. 2 days. It's been 2 days since the attack. Lots happened in 2 days. But people are milling about. There's supposed to be a funeral later in the day where they collect all the dead who passed. You hear this in conversations, and it's going to be in the Grand Temple grounds where the attack occurred. Lots of important people will be there, but most of what you gather is mostly just gossip. So, as you approach, you pass through the Royal District. Buildings look all nice and proper, and old downtown. The buildings are squat, made of somewhat more, not so much brick and mortar, but more stone, and sometimes just stone and such to hold things together. Because this is a very old part of the city. Some buildings might be centuries old. Until you approach a building that looks totally a large monolithic building with beautiful artwork outside. It is one of the finest establishments in the entire city. The Sea Dragon's Perch. So, as you hold that,
Called the people's elbow.
it's a beautiful building. Fair amount of business going on, even at around, I guess it's 10 a.m. But all the same, you get the sense that there's still some lingering concern in the air. Some people might be here because they're preparing to say farewell to a loved one, and this is a send-off for them. So the building has something of a somber tone inside.
I'm gonna walk right in and walk right up to the counter and order a dwarven coffee.
A dwarven coffee.
Yes.
Uh,
There aren't a lot of Irish folk in this city, I think. So
no. So, you order it, and the bartender is not Dwayne, but he recognizes you and goes to the back to fetch him for you. So, a tall, handsome man emerges from behind the bar, and he greets you with a hearty handshake, cunning smile, and a wink to the fellows in the area surrounding you. Ah, Korg! It's been a lamb's year since last we spoke.
You freaking included lamb's ear in your D&D campaign. It's not a real phrase, Colton. I'm sorry.
It's canon now. It's
It's
canon.
not
This is
canon.
D&D.
It's not
This
real.
is D&D.
Canon.
Anything can be real.
He's been saying a
canon.
lamb's ear for years, and it's not.
That's because it's real. I don't.
It
I don't-
is.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, like
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
look it up. I've clearly heard of it before, many
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
hmm
So,
Anyway,
how you been?
Oh,
I've heard rumors that you all are getting your noses into some. How do I put this? Putting your noses in some powerful people's pudding.
I hate you so much.
I really did not think you were saying pudding. That's interesting how fast strange rumors are traveling these days.
Like pudding.
Yes, strange indeed. Strange times. So, what brings you to the other side of the city, my friend?
And I look around and I say, pudding.
Yeah, we have all kinds of pudding here. Chocolate, vanilla, whatever the equivalent of Yorkshire is in this world. I haven't decided.
Well, Yorkshire pudding is more of a pastry thing, a bread. So I'll take
yeah. Oh yeah.
fill that with butter. It's
Oh,
already made with butter. Oh jeez.
Oh.
Don't make this weird. I'm gonna call your wife. Don't.
No,
don't
we're talking
loot
about
the food.
We're not
Yeah.
looting it. We're talking about how much we want to eat it.
Yeah.
Fira is a big fan of any flavor of pudding. She has no preference.
I'm just looking up Yorkshire pudding, just because it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a popover. It's like a Yorkshire pudding.
Oh man.
It's essentially like you put like bacon fat in the tin before you put the batter in it, so it like fries it and cooks it up. And
Oh.
As an aside, I would love to make a popover sometime, but I need to get the
Yes,
need to get the
man.
little-
We've talked
need
about
to get the
making that,
tin.
honey. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to make it in a non-popover pan, and I essentially made super dense Yorkshire puddings. I mean, so they're still good. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just thick.
yeah,
Yeah,
with like
they
extra like 6 C's.
Yeah. Thick.
Yeah.
Now I'm just. I've googled Yorkshire pudding and I'm going down this.
Oh yeah, looking at popovers, toad in a holes.
You can fill it with meat. Did you know you can fill it with meat?
Look, you could fill everything with meat.
This is true.
Anyway,
Oh yeah, but like
I will
toad in a
order
hole
one
is
tea,
like-
please.
It's a Yorkshire pudding with sausage in it. It's like,
Oh yeah, that's stuff. That's we.
oh, shit. Now, on our channel, there's a rule that you just don't bring up food when Bevan's playing. Because
We weren't warned of this.
Mistakes were made.
I once,
regret nothing.
I had a character. I once killed a wild boar, and I described how I was preparing and preserving every single cut of meat for about 30 minutes, and James just got a little impatient.
It's the same way.
Oh, we could talk food for hours.
I'd let
Yeah,
teeth cook for me any day of the week.
Twice on weekends.
We had
a
a
lamb's ear since I've had teeth cook for me.
we had a
Taste meat. So nice.
Mitchie, help me.
fry today. It was fantastic.
All right.
Mitchie will
Alright,
cook
okay.
for me. It's okay.
So.
So sorry.
We got our food. We're ordering. So, is there anything interesting, Korg and Korg's friend, that we can? I think we are looking for another friend of yours, right?
No, it was Dwayne. Dwayne here. He knows, you know. And I kind of like squint my eyes. Things.
Yes, my line of work, you hear a lot, you see a lot, and if you hear and see with all of your attention, you also know a lot. I see and hear with all of my attention. So what brings you to my fine establishment on this day of mourning?
Trying to prevent more mourning.
Oh, don't have to be so vague about it. Tell me what's going on.
All right. So, everything that we've been discussing.
Yes, so who I assume you came here because you know that I know things. What exactly do you need to know? And how can I help
Burton,
you in any
the
other way?
hotline. Thank you so much for the bits.
I don't remember. I was introducing
having
you
a
to
good
people.
day.
Everybody else has to do
Sorry,
that.
it's D&D and I can't talk. But thank you.
The
Oh my
hard
God.
work, I guess.
Are we, should we speak in private, potentially?
Sure. I have a small private room for parties, and as you can assume, there aren't a whole lot of parties being requested to be held of late. Come. He leads you to a private room. This room it's nice and warm and cozy. There's a large performance stage with a bar that lines the entire front of the building. But over behind stage, there is a private room with a kind of bizarre. As you enter the room, you notice that there's something resembling like a large horn protruding from the wall connecting to the sound stage. But yes, it is a private room, and nobody can hear you once you shut the door. So if memory serves, the Paratims are after you. After one of you anyway, the fellow with the white and black, I can't assume that his appearance is sheer coincidence. I've heard tales that a man came into town and the last person he spoke with was somebody matching your description.
Yes, I as far as I know, I am the last man who saw Lucifer alive. Don't know what happened to him, but they're definitely framing me for it.
Word is that you all had a run-in with him as well. Parliament, if I heard correctly.
At this point, I would be eyeing the others.
Word travels so strange around here. Just a passing conversation.
Yeah. Funny things you hear when there are members of Parliament that frequent this bar on occasion. So what are you needing to know exactly?
How strong is this family in this city? How many ties do they have?
In the city, they're stronger than any. They used to rule the northern quarter of the city back before it was converted to a what are they calling this? Democracy? I don't know. It's a new thing. But
Seems
before
doomed
it
to
was
fail.
what it is, they held a tremendous amount of power. They're still referred to as lords and ladies, but that's simply as a result of them being such members of this particular form of government. Regardless, they're very powerful. They have ties all over the city, and they have ties back home. A branch of their family is still there to this day, and although not quite as powerful, does possess a modicum of power themselves.
Let's see.
All right, I'm gonna be really bad while you guys RP because I just noticed I haven't done my Spanish on Duolingo yet today.
Uh-oh.
Oh, careful, it's gonna beat you up. You
Well, I've
better.
only got about an hour left to save my streak, so I'm gonna mute myself, but I'm gonna be still listening.
Okay.
But you don't have to hear me going like "Donde está la biblioteca?"
Yeah.
Otherwise, that owl comes to your house and stabs you in the night, kidnaps your family. Isn't that how it works? Heard that's how that works.
That's how you learn, Autumn. 3
Pardon me,
degrees
Lord.
come at a cost. Autumn.
So,
Okay.
all right. So they're well tied. But if there were, say, a paper trail putting their name potentially behind a tragic and terrible terrorist attack, and disturbing of the peace with some strange notes across the city, that would be unfortunate for them, would it not?
Of course, it would be. I'm not in possession of such documents, of course. but
No. Just asking a hypothetical.
yes, it would be very unfortunate for them. As you can see, they are duly elected individuals, and they would be held accountable in a court of law.
Hmm. Oh,
Out of character, I'm blanking. This guy had like more kind of just general city information, right? Or were we gonna try to use him to break into their house?
Oh, he's got
Or-
more. I mean, he knows things. He hears things.
Right.
He knows a lot of the underground stuff that goes on. He hears rumors, and they are reported back to him. So he has connections with certain other people in the city. He also occasionally provides information. This is pretty well known because this individual and his cronies are known to walk about here. He is in contact with basically the Master of Whispers, to use a Game of Thrones terminology.
Oh, the drow individual?
No, that's the Prime Minister.
Oh, yeah, not bad. And then, because it's been a minute, if I'm recalling correctly, we did have a paper trail, like notes, like that indicated specifically the Paraffin family.
Yes, you did.
Yes. Okay.
They're not ashamed, or I should say, they believe that what they're doing is righteous and good, even though it is not.
It was illegal. Oh well. Seems a bit in his head, but from my understanding, this is somebody we could trust. Shall we do an exchange, our good friend Dwayne?
What are we exchanging?
Potentially information for a favor, or information for information.
Okay. Who is owing who what exactly?
So we could shed a bit more light on some current events and this family potential involvement. And for that, I guess what we are looking for, just kind of turns and looks at everybody else, is a way for justice to avail and for the truly guilty parties to be brought to said justice.
and our names to be cleared and people to stop trying to murder us.
It's also a good one.
I
There's,
would like the murder to stop, yes. Very much so.
Yes,
At least
there's-
for us.
I could make sure that the information winds up in the right individual's hands, but you should know that the guards aren't the only one who want this bright young man sitting on my left-hand side. You're wanted by forces that are beyond your comprehension.
Yes, there's an issue too of potentially some of the guards being compromised into this organization.
Indeed.
I've heard whispers, not shouts.
Do you have trusted lines of communication that would bring these people to justice?
I don't. All I hear is the talk. If you had such information, I could make sure that it gets passed along to the right people. Of course.
just gonna kind of look back at everyone else. Is this something that we are agreeable to?
It sounds good to me, I suppose.
It seems to be all upside and no downside.
Oh, it can only go poorly then.
Of course.
I think at that point, then Fira will kind of show the documentation that we have.
He pores over the documents for a few moments and strokes his. Well, he doesn't have a beard, but what would be a beard if he had anything besides stubble?
You mean a chin? He strokes his chin?
His chiseled chin.
It doesn't sound quite as. Anyway. My gods. This is damning stuff indeed. What the hell are you doing bringing this here? Well,
Blame your friend.
regardless, I can make sure it winds up in the right people's hands, but you've got to do something to ensure that I am not implicated. Because I cannot know how this wound up here. Because it couldn't have come from anywhere besides, well, the Paratim house itself.
It's weird. You know, things just blow along in the wind sometimes.
Things might blow along in the wind, but they're not going to. They will only assume the worst if they come into a seedy place like this. And you might think it looks nice, but the worst kind of folk find their way in here. I tell you, and they won't think twice about throwing me in the slammer if I have something to do with it.
Do you have an alternative way of delivering some of this information to trusted or to folks that can do something about it?
Yes, I do. Wouldn't want to have to call on them, but these people have made such a mess of our city. Can't just look the other way in this case. I'll do it. I'll make sure it winds up where it needs to. So. But putting my neck out there for you all. So, with that in mind, is there any kind of assurance you can grant me? Anything you can do for me in exchange for this massive favor? You're putting me in danger just being here.
Well, what are you looking for? We have skills.
You should know that that if this, well, I mean, proof is in the pudding. So there are plenty of individuals in this organization. This is a single head on the Viper. And if you cut it off, there will still be plenty more injecting venom into this city. So you should know that I've heard rumors about such individuals. The heart of the snake. And it finds its way all the way back home across the ocean. I don't know
Heart come here. We're not gonna leave the city, right?
Oh,
No, not necessarily. But
Okay,
they're
thank
all-
God.
we can. Well, there's nothing wrong with leaving the city, Cora.
No,
It's a great
No, I'm
world out
letting you
there.
know that if they know let's put it, how shall I put this? The routes by which I will transmit this information, the right sort of people will know how it got to them. And those sort of people have their ears to the ground. Those sort of people are the sort of folks who are behind this mess. They'll come here. I don't doubt that they will kill every person in this building, including me and my beloved wife. So I ask that you put a stop to this. My neck and her neck aren't on the line any more than they already are by you presenting this information. I don't know exactly what is going on, but I can give you some hints as to where it might be.
We'll take whatever hints you can offer.
Do we have a deal?
Yes, I think our goals align. And, well, I can tell you, from the sounds of it, we are also not entirely safe from these individuals. So we have a lot to gain from getting rid of them for ourselves as well.
Indeed.
All right. So he extends his hand in the general direction of whomever will shake,
I'll shake it.
and a deal is being brokered. Know this
You're
then.
muted. There you go.
The folks you're looking for, you likely already know who they call themselves.
The Vanguard?
Slightly raised voices. Vanguard of Lucarius, and I have no doubt that you've heard the name yourself.
Hmm.
They claim to be agents of the High Gods, the four most high. But I'll be damned if they're anything like what I've heard about those gods. They have come to this continent from across the sea, and I don't know. My gut tells me that somebody high up the chain is pulling their strings. Whether directly or indirectly, I don't know. But I know there's been some folks milling about here. Folks that I'm not too fond of, who came from outside the city, but they didn't smell of seawater. So they could have come from elsewhere in the country. I heard whispers. These individuals, these people seem to have come up from the south, from an old port town, the south of the main city. Back before this city was what it is today, there was a port called Lechaport, and these people, well, the port's been abandoned for many years. But I've heard some things that would lead me to believe that it might not be so abandoned anymore. I don't know if these are the folks you're looking for, or that I'm looking for. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
Well, it sounds like we have a location to visit then.
Yes, it does.
I'm sure you can find a map of the general continent of Novendrak somewhere in the city. This is not a small town after all.
Yes, and I'm sure with a small touch of window shopping, we'll be able to acquire that. I'm sure the
So, are you talking, or I kind of, it seems like you're cutting out.
Somebody, we just went silent.
No, I was going to say we should be able to find a store here. I'm sure the ladies in the group would love to do some shopping.
First off, how dare? Second off, yes,
know.
for me. But first off, how dare?
Well, that's fair, but we do want to make sure you have a good time. I've learned that's how you're supposed to make the ladies happy. Anyway,
What is this guy been reading? Oh,
Yes,
no.
take ladies shopping, play, have a good time.
exactly. Yes.
Having a good time.
It's always
Yeah.
seemed to be how. Listen, I haven't really. Don't worry about it. Anyway,
Look, you're like the first non-angel woman I've ever met.
She's got like horns and like Fira's on fire, and he's just like, oh, this is weird.
oh, this is new. Well, the angel always liked window shopping, so we'll go with that. Yes, yes.
Oh my god, I want to go shopping so bad for the pandemic.
You okay there, Psyche? You
I'm
okay?
okay, I'm okay.
You
So, like,
streamed shopping earlier.
I
You're
did
getting that
stream
desperate.
shopping.
All I'm saying is, you guys better get used to me at least once a session, or just stopping and going, if I take one more step, this is the farthest from the city I've ever been.
That's fair.
TM, thank you so much for that raid. Y'all check out TM, 10 out of 10 streamer.
It's just gonna
great
happen
guy.
like every
Sorry,
3
I'm
to
streaming
4
D&D, so I can't talk tonight.
minutes, probably,
but-
right?
Ah,
Like,
thank
just-
you so much.
I'm sorry, this is if I take one more step, and everybody in unison says it'll be the farthest you've ever been from the city of Janisport. I know.
Eventually, we're all just going to we're just gonna like pick you up as you're like, if I take one more step, don't worry about it. We're just gonna carry you. It's fine.
Yep, you'll never have to take a single step.
Yeah, no, you don't have to take that next step. It's fine. We got you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'll
Like a
take some of
man.
the. I would like some of those Yorkshire puddings they had out front. They look delicious.
Okay. That'll be
So de cerveza, por
Wonderful.
favor.
Colette's
One
gonna
thing-
get food too, because she like abandoned her food at the tavern because she's a very scared person.
okay. What are you ordering?
Also a Yorkshire pudding and a tea.
Okay. That'll be 1 and 1 or 1 and 5. 1 and 5.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Teeth. I don't know.
Four
we ever
rupees
talked-
and a cup.
Here you
I
go,
don't-
sir.
I don't know if we ever talked about how much money I have.
You're wealthy, so you would have a fair amount. Not like a ridiculous amount, but you're not hurting.
Okay, I have a discretionary fund amount of money.
Yes.
It's your
Excellent.
research fund.
Yes.
You
Yes.
just show your familiar at the bursar's office. And
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, yes, of course." You know,
Oh,
and then
yes.
they just they just hand me money. You know, like
Uh-huh.
you do.
Yeah.
That is how it works.
Trust fund babies.
No, it's right. I mean, what? No.
well, what's a sorcerer's a trust fund page?
Mhm.
What do they do to earn that magic? Nothing. They're born with it.
Yeah. Maybe they were born with it. Maybe it was Maybelline. Who
Are
knows?
warlocks gold diggers then? Because like
Don't
they got
worry
a
about
sugar
it.
daddy.
Yeah, warlocks are whose dick do I gotta suck to get some magic around here?
That's how I feel right now.
Mhm.
Listen, if I'm just a high enough level paladin, I'll be immune to coronavirus.
Oh my god.
Get that high of a level, you only have to be like level what, 2, 3?
Yeah,
Three, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah. It doesn't take
Don't
much.
agree with them, chat. That's nasty.
Yeah, everybody just multi-class into paladin. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
How long does it take you to get 3 levels nowadays?
Yeah, I
You
know,
know what?
right?
In 5e, a paladin, you don't even have to worship a deity. You just need to have like strong convictions.
Yeah. A strong conviction of not dying.
I believe in
I
justice.
believe that I will not die.
Yeah, how much XP do you guys think like certain people are worth, you know? Like Psyche.
Yeah, like how
Ooh.
many
Don't-
psyches do I have to beat up? to level
Don't
up?
make me a character. Do not.
We're just trying to put an XP really just a challenge rating on you. Actually, Teef would be the one to answer this. He lives with you.
I mean, you guys have those advanced degrees too. Like,
Yeah,
True.
3
Hmm.
degrees.
Do you think I'd be a boss battle, honey?
I mean, sure. Yes.
I've only got-
I will come into there, sir.
like I've
Oh,
only
yeah.
got 1.5. You guys have 3 whole degrees.
He's
I
like
only count my
non-committal.
associates as a half, so I got a bachelor's and associates. I'm not worth as much.
Yeah, I only got the bachelor's, so I mean,
I just have the associates. Really, nobody wants to kill me.
I mean, look, man, it's you're more than a 0 CR. That's for damn sure.
That's true.
yeah. But
I
if,
mean,
if we grind the PsycheSiren raid, I think we'll all get enough levels to.
Don't
really-
use my boss battle to level up, all right? I'll
now
destroy
what are we
you.
counting like
Oh,
non-educational,
God, I knew the knife.
like
all,
accomplishments? Like I'm a
Oh,
black
yeah.
belt. Does that mean anything?
I played women's rugby. I will throw down. I'm
Oh, God.
non-confrontational, but I know how to tackle. I know.
So
Anyway,
I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm learning so much and it scares me.
we
You
eat our
should
little
be
cat.
scared.
I literally pay other people to get in fist fights and to get my arm ripped out of its socket that one time.
Oh, is that how you met Pixie?
No. I got armbarred once and the armbar almost took my shoulder
Hi,
out.
Teeth. Sorry,
Hey.
So
we
No,
lost you there for a moment.
my phone, my sound was cutting out. So
Oh, okay. I
Yes,
thought
it
for a
wasn't
moment
because of
that-
me. No.
anyway, kids.
Tell them that,
Back to
honey.
eating. Yeah,
Um,
cat wrangling.
So,
Come back to the.
so after it's
That's yellow.
when you finish your in-universe equivalent of Yorkshire pudding.
Mhm.
Yes.
Delish.
Korg, my friend. No,
Oh,
he-
I will go if you're gonna address me. Never mind.
Korg, my friend. What kind of crap have you stepped in and brought into my lovely establishment? Well, it's been-
Honestly, I went to a party, and now I'm here.
Remind me to not go to parties with you anytime in the near future.
Look, besides the poisoning and the doom, it was a really good party.
I've heard. Well, do you have anything else you need to milk me for?
No, no milk.
He takes a swig of his own dwarven coffee. Well, get thee gone. Be gone.
To a
I'll see you around.
innery, a meadery.
We will be gone. We be gone ourselves. We need a boat, right? Like, wasn't it the town on?
Yeah, because it's a port town, so we could get there by water. Is it like? Do we? I don't know if we have a map.
To
Well, you don't. You'd have to buy
In-
one.
Okay.
to
Oh right.
Leche,
Yes. Shopping.
someplace about beer.
There are
What?
so
I'll be back. I'm sorry.
Shopping
there
with everyone
is
I
a-
can let.
large amount of places to shop, but the best places to shop are generally perceived to be in the merchant district, which is near the port.
Oh, well, that's just convenient.
It's about an hour or so to the east. I mean, to the west. To the west.
Yeah. Hopefully, maybe Korg's tattoo artist can be there as well. Oh, shice.
Oh,
Never mind.
no.
Scheisse nothing wrong here. Sorry, that's just in primordial.
Oh yeah, that'll happen every once in
Yeah,
a while. You
Deutsch-
suck the
Deutsch-
pain to come.
Primordial was German.
Deutsch is primordial now. Fick die Scheisse.
So,
Fine.
so,
Shall we go
but
shopping?
you can go anywhere in the entire country. I mean, the entire city if you want. To
Oh,
get
the
it.
entire country. Okay.
Oh, Dragon Korg out of the fucking city now.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna keep my detect magic up and just start looking for shops with interesting things.
It's my I've lived in this city for 35 years ability,
Oh,
and find us a shop.
well, that's just easier.
It's too convenient.
It's too
So-
convenient. How dare I?
So, you make your way out of the building, walk about an hour, and lo, behold, a fine establishment that sells all kinds of charting and mapping things. As you all would know, the majority of the world has not been mapped out yet, but the parts of it that are important to mankind and his neighbors have been to some extent. And they are this particular establishment called Holes in the Map, or the Edge of the Map is what it's called. The Edge of the Map is trying to do its best to chart this largely
I think you may have cut out.
Can say
owner of that cut out.
Yeah, you-
The last thing I heard was this largely, and then
Let me disconnect and reconnect. Yeah. So basically this place is trying to chart the entire continent, and they are off to a booming start. They've already mapped a large portion of the country, which is where you would start in these sort of things. So the owner comes out, and he's a man in his 40s, long beard. He's just a human. He's got old brown eyes that are very wise, and he has a warm smile as he raises his hands to greet you all. Welcome to my fine establishment, the Edges of the Map. We are constantly pushing the edges out, and we will be happy to assist you in all of your charting needs. What'll it be?
we will take one map.
One map?
Yes.
Well, what kind of map? Do you need a world map? A map of the continent? Map of the country? We're working on filling in all the holes in this country, you see?
That's...
We even have some maps of the countries afar, shipped all the way from overseas. Have you ever heard of the great country of Shaiwul, the large desert country with elves in the desert and whatnot? Have you heard of all those things? Can I interest you in one of those maps? Or do you maybe want a map of Frestenvelt, the frozen tundra, where it is said that Nint himself froze the folk and created the race of folk we know as, well, you know them as tieflings, I'm sure, miss. And maybe you'd be interested in... I've got so many maps, what do you want?
You go ahead.
How much for one of? How much for one of all? If we took one of each, how much is that? That would just
all in one.
Oh, well, maps, well, it depends. The maps of the local areas are fairly inexpensive. Well, that's not true. It depends, really, because they're a commodity, as we have only recently started to copy them. So you're getting very close cousins of the first prince if you get a map of this area. However, maps of the more well-established parts of the world, closer to home, or even closer to the heart of civilization in the empire, those will only cost you 1 in 5.
one five, you say?
Well, nope. Five silver pieces.
Five silver. I feel that's reasonable. I think we probably
Really
only.
reasonable. I don't know how much maps cost. So.
I feel we Wait, but I thought you were on a show. Oh, don't worry. I think yes, we'll take a series of the local maps that the more common ones and the ones for. I think that should cover everything, right? Am I wrong here, Fira?
I believe the area we were looking for. Let me just take a moment to convene with my inner knowledge. Yeah, Teeth. Would that port city be in those local maps of our
Yeah,
knowledge of the area?
Not too far to the south.
Okay. Yes. My brain has conferred with that.
Excellent. We will take the local apps, and I will pay you these 5 silver pieces.
I couldn't hear you.
We will take all the appropriate local maps, and here are your 5 silver dragons.
So that'll be fine. Can I interest you in anything else? Some fine imported ink from across the ocean, or perhaps a clock, a sea chart clock that tells time even when there is no light. It's a fine commodity, you see. Recently constructed by the fabulous engineers of this city, and I am a proprietary owner of select few. They don't come cheap, I'll tell you. It tells time with no bell.
That's quite. How big is it?
It's as well. I can't say it'd be small. It's about the size of, well, a door. It weighs quite a lot.
Oh, that's not very portable.
Well, they don't make portable timetables these days.
That
But
is
The kids just don't understand, you know.
yeah.
Well, I guess we should be on the watch for some.
Yeah, some sort of way you could keep watch for the time and carry it with you. That would be convenient. Well, I'm sure someone will come up with something. Characters, anything in here magical?
No, this is a very practical area. And magic is, if you wanted it, you could find it, but it's a very, not exactly the kind of thing most folk around here are all that interested in.
Okay. Just curious. All right. Well, we will take these maps and be on our way. I don't suppose you could recommend a good ship to charter, could you?
Well, there's some,
maps and such.
well, truth be told, I focus more on charting inland. I don't do a whole lot of sea charting. I know a few folks who might be interested in such things, but I can't attest to how good they are, as I've actually never been on a sea boat myself. My family's been here for generations.
That seems to be a common thing in this city. Our friend here, he also has never left. Ever. Can people leave this city?
Yeah, people come and go all the time.
Oh, good. I just had a brief moment there where I was afraid I was trapped forever, and it didn't sit well with me.
Oh, that's
Anyway.
concerning. Oh.
No, it's just a passing thought of.
Mhm.
I'm sure it's fine. Anyway,
You want to leave the city?
well,
The city accepts all. Why would you leave?
everything you need.
There's even a hotel named California.
No one ever checks in.
I would like to check out.
Oh, that's not on the option for today.
You can check out anytime you like.
But you can never leave. Oh my
So,
God.
well, I can point you in the direction of somebody if you'd like.
Oh yes, that would be wonderful.
Walk
I
on foot. Well, there's really only a few. Whichever way
yes.
you go in, of course.
Well, whoever you feel is best, the most we'll go with reliable. Down at the dock.
You cut out a bit. What were you saying?
Whoever, just direct us to whoever you feel is the most reliable down at the docks.
Well, I hear that old Barnaby is a fairly reliable shipsman. Don't know a whole lot about him though. Kind of a strange old man.
Barnaby. Well, we will seek him out. Thank you for the maps. We will be on our way.
All right. Well, have a good trip. Wherever you're going, hope you find your way back here, and maybe we can, trade notes, put together a new map of this country.
Excellent. We'll be sure to note anything of interest we come across, and we'll perhaps do some map exchanges next time we are in town. Granted, we'll be mostly on the water, but any non-mobile sea monsters and or large rocks we come across, we'll make sure to just mark them down for posterity.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right. You have...
Safe travels. May the high gods watch over you.
Oh yes, and you as well. Until the end. Well, let us journey to the docks, I suppose.
Okay. Well, as you leave the building, apparently there are a few individuals who are asking some very pointed questions towards people who are walking and milling about. Saw anybody? Roll a perception check, everybody.
Ooh, my special 50th anniversary die. A natural 20.
5.
Oh
A
no.
roll for Eviana. 2. No, that's correct. That's what's right in the world.
That's not. That'll be a nice even 10 for me.
Okay.
So
Wait.
Kira got 21 and Eviana got a like a 7. So
Okay. Only Fira hears anything. Man in a white cloak. They're asking if anybody has seen a man in a white cloak.
just white, not white and black.
Well, white cloak and carrying around some sort of parcel.
Wow.
I will quickly. They seem to be looking for somebody in white with a parcel.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, it is. Maybe we should go a different direction expeditiously.
Yes, maybe, can we go back into the shop, actually?
Sure, if you'd like.
Is there a back exit, perhaps?
Well, perhaps. Why do you need it?
It's just my
Oh,
friend.
I'm-
She has to take a shit, a massive shit, and it just kind of
I'm afraid nobody will be doing any such things in my back alley.
Oh, we're gonna take her to somebody else's, but we gotta get to a
It's
back alley.
embarrassing to
quick.
go out front.
It's
Oh,
Poet's
yeah.
face is deep
Door.
purple.
She
It
could
is deep
explode any moment.
purple.
Hold on, wait. Can I?
That doorway is employees only.
I'm gonna cast friends on this guy.
Intimidate to make let it go, but yours works too.
So that's a. For the duration, I have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice. When the spell ends, the creature realizes to use magic on it. Oh wait, it just goes through. I kept looking for like a saving throw, but it just goes through.
Okay.
Get out of combat.
You're going to have to do some pretty mighty convincing.
She's just a little ill, and we just. Okay, there's the technical truth is that there's actually somebody. She doesn't have the shit. She's a very beautiful young woman. And there's a couple of male suitors that are a little bit more persistent. Yes. So we'd like to quickly and kind of quietly move through the back so we don't garner their attention. They are milling about in the streets and they haven't noticed us yet, hence our quick re-entry of your store. And it'd be great if you just, put my hand on his shoulder, if you were just a really good friend and let us do that. And I'll slide over like 2 gold coins with it too and be like, just super easy. We'll be out of your hair, no problems.
Roll a deception check.
Wonderful. Deception. That's an 18.
Yeah, sure. I suppose you can use the back door.
Wonderful. We thank you. Just point us in the right direction.
Just head behind the counter. There's a hallway that leads into the back alleyway.
Wonderful. We just quickly lead everyone through it.
Okay. So the back alleyway leads out into a. Let me see. I'll get an idea of the geography of the area because I did not anticipate this happening. Let's see.
That is the biggest DM mood ever.
Okay. It leads out to a back alleyway with, there's not really a whole lot going on. Okay. So they are keeping their eyes out for you. And well, I'm just gonna say you get away safely for now.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. So we will evade our friends and make our way to the docks and search for did you say Bartleby?
Barnaby.
Barnaby. Yes. Barnaby. How hard is it to find an individual in the docks?
Well, I'm gonna say that Korg probably knows a good chunk of the people out there. Barnaby, I don't guess you got his description though, so Korg would probably recognize the name at least, and you can ask about.
So, Korg, do you know this Barnaby?
This Barnaby. He's a normal human, 5 to 6 feet tall. And to just
Ooh, you're breaking up a bit.
A lot.
Oh, jeez. Late Discord.
Wait, you're getting better. It's coming back.
Here, let me look straight at the mic, pull the mic towards me. How's that?
Better, I think. Yeah.
Doing a voice twice, I guess. Maybe today. That might be.
Oh, that's whatever you just did. Kind of fixed it.
Oh, I can do anything. Fantastic.
Strange.
He's a human. He's about 5.5 feet tall. Red hair, big beard, eye patch, peg leg. Barnaby.
Oh. Sounds like a stand-up character, at least on one leg.
He's
Sounds
doing
like
his
a
best.
pirate.
Sounds exciting. So, shall we be on the lookout for this individual? Seems like he'd stand out. Or, well, in a crowd.
That's fine.
I will advise you that they are currently on the lookout for at least one of you, so you might want to exercise caution.
Is there
Okay.
actually is there
blend in.
is there like a clothing shop along the way?
You're in the merchant district, so probably.
Can I duck into a clothing shop and like we're on the lookout for someone with a white cloak, right?
White cloak carrying a parcel.
Okay. Can I buy a black cloak?
Sure. That'll be well, what kind of black cloak? You looking for something up on the higher end of the fabric table, or something a little bit more
Oh,
maybe second, third, fourth hand?
I think oh, how bad's the second, third, and fourth hand look here? Like-
It depends.
Like I don't want like threadbare. I want like I want something that I can hold up, but I don't need like silk. Like a solid traveling cloak.
I've got something for you. He goes, looks through the hangers of clothing that he's mended throughout the years that he's been here. Yes, I think this will do fine. He hands you a cloak made of fine material, sturdy, tough, but not too flashy. And it's only one owner from new.
Perfect. How much?
For how about silver and 5?
Perfect. I pay the man. I exchange my cloak that I have on with that one, and I take my the one I have on and I sort of wrap it around Kevin, and then kind of wrap it around Kevin, kind of partially concealed, so it's less obvious.
All right. Well, is there anything else that you're needing?
Oh no, I think no, I think that'll do.
All right. Have a good day.
Oh, you too.
Okay. So, you head out the door. All right, and you're heading towards the port. That'll be about 30 minutes or so. Okay. So you're looking for a man by the name of Barnaby.
Mm-hmm.
So you troll around. I'm gonna say you gotta ask a few people where he is. That'll probably take you about an hour to find him, because there's a lot of ships on this port. Eventually, you come across a man matching his description. Very eccentric individual. Long red beard and red hair, peppery, so he's got a lot of white in it as well. Eye patch and peg leg, just as described. And he oftentimes mutters to himself and cackles. So it seems like he's telling himself jokes.
Oh,
Oh, I hope he shares. I do love a good pun.
Oh, you enjoy puns, do you?
Oh yes, they're
Hmm.
they're just an absolute blast. I do love them.
She loves them.
Yeah,
Ones all day, every day.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
yeah. You could say of what's told by parents are really excellent, especially. Um, it seems like you have a child, and suddenly you're just telling jokes. Well, anyway, let's see what he has to say if he's open for hire.
Ah, you there! You better be swabbing that deck real hard, Swabby. Ah, these damn kids! I can't seem to get good help these days.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Good
Help
help.
is hard to come
What I
by.
wouldn't do for some good help. Isn't that right, Dad?
hello
Yeah.
there, friend.
Oh, hello. What brings you to my fine establishment?
Oh, we're in need of passage. Seems like.
Passage where? I don't have much time to spare for any kind of, I don't know, romp about the country. I'm a busy man. Gotta make my shipments.
Oh, we would hire you, of course.
How much are you hiring? How much you paying?
Well, I
Oh.
mean, how much would it cost to go here? And I point out the area on the map.
Well, it won't be cheap, I'll tell you that much. I don't think I'll be heading directly in that direction for any reason. Well, not one reason. Maybe 100 good ones.
Oh. 100, you say, for the group?
But that part of the country, it's cursed. That port's been abandoned for I don't know how long.
Oh, we're just some lowly adventuring types. We're not really. We don't even have a leg to stand on.
Lonely adventuring types, where you gotta come up with 100 good reasons.
Well. The sun is in the sky. That's a pretty good reason. It's a beautiful day. No, that's fine. So how many of us are there?
There's 5 of you.
Would you all be willing to chip in 20 gold each?
I suppose. Sir, what cargo do you normally haul? Out of curiosity.
Well, I normally haul beets.
Oh, beats.
Like sick
Ah.
beats, like a.
Yes,
I
farmer.
don't know what kind of crap you're selling, but I normally carry good sugar beets for making sugar with.
Yes, there is the Dre farm nearby. I think you get a lot of beets from there, don't you? Yes. Well, I suppose if you don't have a cargo now, it would be a good time to take us. If you're in between shipments.
Well, haven't seen 100 good reasons in a while, have we, Jimbo?
Jimbo.
Well, I suppose I can find some time to take you down there.
And since you weren't going to be making a profit anyway, maybe you could settle for 80 good reasons.
I'm afraid I can't settle for any less than 100. I'm sticking my neck out there. That place is cursed, I tell you.
Ah, cursed. Well, I suppose that's fair. Which was worth a shot. Um, here are my 20 good reasons. I'll go get settled in on the. How does his ship look, by the way?
As crazy as he runs a tight ship. Looks fairly nice.
All right.
Several cabins and crew that's frantically milling about doing their respective duties, but they seem clean shaven as far as sailors go.
Oh, so he actually has a crew. It's not just one crazy man on a small boat. That's good.
And I follow up next and go, and he has 21 good reason. That one extra reason is to keep your mouth quiet about the trip.
Oh, of course. I don't disclose any sort of traveling things I do. Not without, well, certain pressures, if you catch my meaning. But 21 good reasons will keep those pressures away.
Yes, of course. And we'd hate for there to be other types of pressures. And like Fear will light up her hands. Because she'll just use produce flame, the cantrip, but her hand will be on fire in front of him.
The hell have you brought on me? Get on board.
And her and Eviana both have paid their way as well.
Now it's just Colette. Are you coming with us, Colette, or are you going to
Yes,
are you gonna walk?
I've never been on a boat before.
I'm like, Colette, I've never left the city, but I'm doing it too.
Oh goodness. Oh, okay. Oh,
Do it.
there's beets everywhere.
Oh, you get used to it. It just don't step on the stains will never
stain?
ever
Oh,
come out.
Stains?
Yes, you will be an entirely red tiefling if you fall into those beads for a very long
A
time.
red tiefling. What a preposterous idea.
I know it's a mad idea, but
I mean, there's nothing
would-
wrong with being red, though.
No, not at all.
No,
but you
no. We didn't
No,
mean no.
no. Oh, that
No.
was rude of us.
Oh,
I'm
get me on the boat, I
so
swear.
Uncomfortable. I'm gonna let Sintra, just kind of fly above the boat and just kind of enjoy himself.
Yeah, once we're on board and kind of unmoored, I'd let Kevin out to do the same. Kevin just sort of perches at the top of the boat, keeping an eye out on things.
Tony.
Dagnabbit, Tony.
Tony is the patron deity of this household.
Yeah,
Okay.
blessed be Tony.
So it'll
He is
be a
wrathful.
couple hours before they ship off. Do you guys want to do anything before you leave?
Can I get a tattoo in that amount of time?
Many hours?
How long does it usually take to get a tattoo? I don't know.
That's how
There's
big it is.
magic in this world, so really, I mean,
Not much magic here, I'm afraid.
Wait, how detailed of a tattoo and how many square inches?
Oh, see, that's the tricky part. What she really wants is kind of big, but she could get it started, maybe.
Are they gonna have a machine, or are they gonna be doing the old-fashioned stick with a pin on it that you hit with another stick? That might take a long time.
I think she might have to put a pin in it because she's very intrigued by her tattoos and she's always had ideas and like seen them before, but she doesn't have the chance to. Yeah, no, like she has like an arm piece I think would still take too long, but then the really big one is she wants to get a phoenix on her back and
Yeah, no, because even like
character.
my smallest
There any-
tattoo, which is just the Deathly Hollows, took like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, that's the same thing with
Modern
Swamp Gate.
machinery. So
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll just stay on the ship then, and we will wait until there's a time maybe where I'm in a city that I have more available time, and then I'm gonna sit down with an artist.
Unless one of these fine sailors is experienced in doing tattoo work and just can get you on the trip. You never
Well-
know.
If they're talented enough.
Gilby over here, he's got slight budding talent of giving fine tattoos. Can't say I've ever used his talents myself, but a fair amount of my sailors have a tattoo on or two, sometimes three. Gilby's responsible for all of them.
I'd like to see some of those works if I can.
Okay. So they got pretty traditional stuff, like some of them have got a big heart that says mother on it. Some people have got a sword with an emblem of some sort of inspirational, well, supposedly inspirational text, most of which is in Draconic, but some of which, and if you knew Draconic, you would know it said something like sailboat. But most of them are pretty good at what they do, and they're fairly good. Not anything special, but he's got a budding talent. He might be something special one day.
He might be able to do the arm. It's not a entirely complicated procedure compared to the other.
That is such a cool tattoo. Oh my god. In the
It's a hair-
Discord.
It's a Heracross with a bunch of poison flowers.
Yeah.
Poison native plants. The saying is all the poisonous plants are tattooed on my back, and my edible plants are going to be on my arm. So I have a wild chicory on my forearm, and
Oh,
I've got the
that's so
tree of
cool.
Gondor, but that doesn't quite fit.
Is the
with
tree of
edible-
Gondor edible?
I mean, I'm sure
I don't think so.
it's not.
I mean-
it would be sacrilege to eat it.
But so delicious.
So, any of you other folks want to do anything while Fira's getting a tattoo or two?
I think Colette is gonna be like very concerned, like, oh, you're getting a tattoo, huh?
Would you like to come and sit and watch?
That's a very big needle.
It's fine. It really doesn't hurt.
Colette would probably just like sit and watch just because she like can't look away at how scary it is. Like just the idea that someone would get on a boat and have like a needle stabbed into them. Also, she is avoiding the beats.
The beats. Beats and
Um,
empires.
Yes, Dre's beats.
Never mind.
Log in when I try to share them.
Sorry, not sorry.
Okay, so that covers two of you. What does Jacques want to do?
Jacques will what's Jacques be doing during lunch? Jacques will be keeping an eye on things via Kevin. Making sure probably maps he brought get a better idea of where things are in the world. Do a bit of light reading.
What is he reading?
He didn't grab any books before he left, so whatever he can find on the ship, whatever the captain has lying around. But the captain
Naughty nuts.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, this one has a fold out. Oh, I see. Those are some interesting feats in places. Okay. We'll close that book. Different books. But yeah, basically whatever the captain has around. Just,
Not much of a reading man myself, but I do have a book. It's an ancient tome from far across the seas.
Are there spells in it? Here, we just cross the.
It's called Velovian Cuisine and Other Delicious Treats.
oh, that sounds wonderful. Half of these recipes involve beets. Interesting.
Yes, the dwarves do love their beets.
Yes. Well, I think I'll borrow this for a bit of light reading and perhaps your galley for some light experimentation later. We'll see what we can produce.
Well, we have plenty of beets to test to work with. So, as long as you don't take from my main stock.
Oh no! Just from the overflow. The extra beatings that are around. Um, they say they will continue until morale improves. Anyway, yes, I'll go curl up with that and get an idea of the many things I can make with beets and other dwarven delicacies.
Okay. And does Eviana want to do anything?
I think Eviana would actually probably also hang around the tattoo area, like watching.
Yeah. Okay.
Girls hang out. Tattoo night.
Girl gang.
Girl
My
gang.
God,
Yeah,
Walton,
girl gang.
straight girl gang.
I'm talking with sailors, all that good stuff. Being generally congenial.
Okay. So, not really sure how fast ships normally go. So, trying to get an idea of how long this will take.
Let me see if I can get an idea for you. I can find a thing and another thing. And, oh God, where are all my books? All my books are buried under this thing.
This thing.
Yeah, okay. Ship travel. Travel. Pace. That sounds correct.
I need to get an idea.
Yeah, I'm
I
frankly-
did not anticipate this was not part of the plan. So,
I apologize.
Welcome to being a DM.
We definitely didn't derail you at all, did we? It's a time. Time is a
This is
construct.
a galley, basically, right?
yeah, I guess. Sure, it's a regular ship. It is capable of overseas travel if it needs to.
Vehicles. 119 might be a thing that we're looking for. Yes, the sea visibility owning the ship sky. Speed. Galley is a 4 miles per hour.
96 miles per day.
Yeah. So how far is it? I guess.
Is it within 100 miles?
You're muted, but I can hear you down the hallway.
I guess I estimated each of these squares is about a mile.
Walk.
Okay, this is when we find out. It's like we paid 100 gold for a guy to take us 40 minutes
4,
downstream.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mm, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Have you never taken an airplane to
23, 24, 25, 26. 26 miles.
Okay, so it'd
Just
take
over
us,
day.
yeah.
right? Yeah.
26 miles would be like 6.5 hours.
Okay.
A nice afternoon jaunt.
Okay. So yeah, it's probably about. I'm gonna say it's about noon by the time that you cast. Well, no, probably about 1 o'clock by the time you cast off. So. Okay, and. Okay, I'm gonna say there's nothing notable happens while you're on board. You all look over the sea and you see how vast and empty it is, because for miles and miles there's no islands anywhere near the coastline. Some of you may be alienated by this, some of you may be liberated by this. But you all get the sense that your adventure has only just begun as you near the port. You aren't. Before you disembark, several hours before, Barnaby mentions that you are not disembarking at the port itself. You're disembarking at a new town that was established several years ago. That's only a few miles down the road from it. It's significantly safer, and he has his reasons for not wanting to dock at the main port itself. So, not the least of which is the fact that there's pretty much nobody to help him dock the boat, because it's supposedly an abandoned village. But he says that you will be disembarking at New Lechaport, which is a small town that's supposed to fill the role of the old Lechaport that has been abandoned for some years. For reasons that are, as of yet, unknown. He will not be waiting for you, and you will have to travel the rest of the way after you disembark on foot. And you'll have to travel home on foot as well. Fortunately, he helps you. He gives you an idea of what's going on in the world around this part of the country. So, it's worth noting that there are a few interesting happenings going on in this part of the country. Let me pull up a random encounters table to get an idea of what we're working with, because I forget sometimes. First of all, some goblins have made their way close to the settlements and have been kind of harassing the nearby towns. There's also some tale of thieves whose motives are, as of yet, poorly understood.
Is that Louis?
No,
Yeah.
it's the gremlins that we're coming up across. It's the
Oh, yes, the goblins.
yeah, the goblins. It's their war cry.
Same.
Oh, bless.
He also tells you, in case you weren't aware, that this is the stomping grounds of the brilliant dragons, the golden ones. And they, while friendly, are still predators, apex predators, and if you are to see one. So,
Good to know.
okay. Last thing he mentions is that there's some weird folks walking about. Some people have seen
Folk around.
a man clad in a long red robe. Very infrequently, but there's been tales maybe he's a ghost or something. Not really understood exactly what's going on with him. So, you dock at New Lechaport, which is it's a fair-sized city. I mean, it's not a city, it's a town, but it's got most of the amenities of any place you'd expect. Let me see. When you're there, you are confronted by a some individuals who have heard about some happenings that have been going on in the city, because they assume that a boat as large and well manned as the boat you just got off of is probably coming from the city. Why else would they be docking in this small town? So somebody asks you, hey, so I've heard some startling rumors about what's going on in that city of yours. Did you come from Janisport by any chance?
No, we did hear of the terrible things, though. We are just traveling on our way, trying to sell these beats and wares, but we have heard of the tragedy as well.
Funny you've heard of it if you haven't come from there, seeing as it's only 2 days since the news hit the airways.
Well, working on the docks, you hear all sorts of news quicker than others.
News travels fast, as they say.
Roll a deception check.
Oh, I will gladly. She got charisma. Oh, 19.
He eyes you warily, but he decides not to press the issue.
I don't want them knowing who we are.
It's funny that Fira does a lot of talking, considering you do have better charisma than her.
Colette just is a disaster, but she can pull it together for a few sentences.
She's a beautiful disaster.
She is. I love Colette.
So, I will say, as you walk through the city, it's a fair-sized city. Let me get an idea of what we're working with here, because I did not play this at all.
That's how you know you're really a DM, baby.
Yep. This is the experience when your players are like, we take the other path, and you're like, ah, I see.
That wasn't really a path at all. But
do you want to end here so you can plan?
no, that's a horrible place to end.
We got into town. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's like
Really?
perfect.
Yeah,
No.
no. Well, it'll give you time to plan, and we'll just have pulled on in here.
Well, there's something important that I have to find a way to squeeze in here at least.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, it's a fairly decent-sized town, about 5,500 people. An appointed, or I should say, it's nominally, or I should say, there's a mayor here, and it is under the jurisdiction of one of the members of parliament in the city, who is from the area, so they see to it the general upkeep of the town and whatnot. It's a fairly decent city, and up and coming, will one day probably be a large city as well, maybe even a sister city to Janisport. Yeah, any number of things you want to do here, they're available to do. I will say, you mind if I use the bathroom real quick? Because I gotta figure something out.
Go for it.
All right, I'll be right back.
We get to entertain chat now.
How you doing, chat? We've missed you.
Hey, wait, I'm here. Why y'all taking over? Hold up.
No, this is our channel.
Wait.
Boys Town.
Chat knows what they want, and what they want is the boys.
The boys.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Boys Podcast. I'm your host, a boy. Hello.
The
Really?
boy brigade.
I did.
I am. Hello,
I-
this is my man voice.
Hello, my boy brigade. It's time to meet with my BBs.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
a lot like your Gil voice.
Yeah, that's my voice, all right. Only like a quarter octave lower than yours. I'm a boy.
Yeah.
This is how men talk.
Yeah, I drink beer and talk about sports.
Hey, gamers.
I don't talk about much sport.
I talk about a lot of sports, but traditional and electronic.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Sports drama. Holy shit.
Yep. We'll just let's start talking esports drama.
Man, there's been
Yeah.
a lot for Smash
There
Brothers.
has been a lot, actually.
Not really
There's
a
a
good
lot of
for
drama.
stream chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about our book club, actually.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. When we start book club up.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know. When do guys have free time? Am I right?
Well, I'm unemployed, so a lot.
In between jerking it, I don't really know. That takes up a lot of eating food and.
Yeah. It takes up a lot of
Hitting
time.
on
you know.
ladies. Yeah.
Yeah. You got you. We're always jerking it. You know. so,
Actually,
yeah.
I usually hit on the ladies' spouses normally.
Yeah. But we know what to go for.
You guys go after people's husbands?
Yeah. But like in a supportive way because
Oh,
Yeah, like I support their big fat cock.
Is this what being a guy?
Well, anyway,
Hey, honey.
Hey, baby.
Why do I think Tief's been back for like 3 minutes now, just sitting
He's just been living in this shit show that
that
is.
happened.
Yeah, that tracks.
Um,
I apologize.
Oh, I don't. I meant every bit of it.
Oh, Lord.
God, why do I get banned from this community? It's gotta be coming soon.
Listen, if Pineapple's still here, y'all don't know, she's the most cursed. She's still here.
Anyway, so as you walk through this, as you walk through the town of New Lechaport, news spreads that a large sailing ship has docked nearby unexpectedly because they were not expecting any shipments today. At this time, from a nearby tavern, a man clad in brilliant silver armor and a young man with with a tan complexion and long platinum blonde hair emerge and say, "Halt! What brings you to the city of New Lechaport?"
We
Putting
are
closely.
yes, we are helping with the wares. All these wonderful beets we have for sugar. How may we help you?
You can't fool me. I know why you're here. You're here to stop the plans of We Have Emotion. Well, it won't work.
What?
Are you a
Fine.
rival beet company?
What plan is that?
And you can tell, from the look on his face that he is not about to. He is challenging you to combat. He draws his sword, and he yells in a very distinct voice, "For the Vanguard!"
Oh.
Oh, for frick's sake.
Well,
And that's where we're gonna end.
I don't think we have time for an
Yeah, you're
encounter.
gonna
I'll light you up
freaking-
very nice and pretty.
Or rip
so
off
good.
the sleeves.
oh no, those are gonna take so much longer.
We could just get back on the boat.
Oh no, they're tearaway. They
Oh,
we covered this in the first
oh,
episode.
thank
Oh
goodness.
god.
They're
Thank goodness.
specific. I had to get a pair because I kept just.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. You
They're,
don't.
they've got snaps. So unless I rip too hard, and then they don't snap off, right?
Yeah, it'll happen, but sounds like mostly you got it covered. So I mean,
I know a wizard who knows mending, so I think we'll be.
Thank
Yeah,
you
you're-
so much to Teeth Whitener for running the campaign.
yeah, this is fun.
Thank
I
you
hope-
to
And let us
Autumn
be
for
goof
being
at this.
our special guest who will be there next time because he's stuck with us now.
Oh no.
Shout out to Gil. You can catch him at twitch.tv/GilgameshKing07.
Yeah.
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 Check out Bevan. He's great. Catch him at Roll the Roll. www.twitch.tv/rolltheroll.
Yeah, we're playing Starfinder tomorrow night. Woohoo!
Ooh, what time?
We're oh god, what time? 8 Central Time?
Oh, maybe I can raid y'all first. Maybe.
We
Raid
kind of
chicken.
fucked up the whole sneaking into a prison thing
Oh no.
on a moon. It's not doing
Oh no.
It's not doing good. I mean, to be fair, we had to sneak onto a prison run by all humans. We have literally no humans, and I am a giant bear. I am literally a bear.
Are you
Like
a
I'm a
bug
bear.
bear or like a bear
No,
bear?
I'm a bear. I'm an
Oh.
uplifted bear. So I'm a
That
bear that
sounds
has had
amazing.
genetic engineering on it. So I have thumbs, I can stand upright, and I communicate with limited 30-foot telepathy. Otherwise, I have to try to talk with my bear mouth, and it doesn't sound right. Corinne is my spouse in the game too, and she's a small cybernetic mouse person, like cybernetically enhanced mouse person.
Oh my god.
We have a dog person. We have a robot, and then we've got a guy subspecies of human, but he's got like pure black skin and golden eyes because he grew up on a planet with lots and lots of sun.
Oh my god.
So like we're not sneaking onto this all white hair and gold, like green eye or white skin, green eye, black hair races. The prison didn't. It was doomed from the start.
Oh no. Well, check them out tomorrow. They're doomed from the start.
We've been doomed. It's
That's
gonna.
familiar.
We're gonna.
Hashtag doomed.
All right, guys. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
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 All right, guys. Have a lovely night. Take care. We're gonna go ahead and bother one of our dear friends, Big Shem. We're gonna give him a raid. Remember, tomorrow we will be back with Freaky Friday, playing some spooky games. Bye.
Psyche! Raven here with a party at 10. What is going on, lady? Good to see you. How was your stream? Welcome, everyone. I am Big Shem Variety Stream.